Appalachian United States, State of Tennessee, Monroe County.
Mr. Harold, would you lead us in the invocation?
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight. We come to do the work and the business of the county of Monroe here in Tennessee. Lord, we ask that you bless us. We ask that you help us to go forward after this and bless others. Lord, just give us the strength it takes to run this county. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Mr. Wade, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
William Klaus. Daniel Clark.
Here.
Ryan Harrell.
Here.
Frank Miller. Here. Dale Mills.
Present.
DJ Simon.
Present.
Paulette Sands.
Present.
Billy Thomas.
Present.
Travis Wade.
Present.
David Winters.
Present.
9 present.
Mr. Mayor, you have something?
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to invest $1 and recoup $8, that'd be a pretty good gig, right? Actually, what you have before you on your desk from UT Extension is just that. It has been proven in the state of Tennessee that $1 of state tax dollars invested in our extension program yields $8 back to our citizens in the state of Tennessee. And the reason I say that is March is Extension Month. So I'm going to ask our UT Extension Director from Monroe County, Greg Austin, if he will come forward. And we're going to present him a proclamation declaring the month of March, Extension Month. And Greg, come on up and let me present this to you. And I know you've got a couple words to say to the commissioners and the body, but here you go. Congratulations. Okay, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
She had the camera up, that's why I was.
All right, now look at Mark.
Give me your best smile.
That's all I've got.
Your best smile. There you go.
Okay, go ahead, Greg. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. We are located, our office is in the basement of JP Kennedy on the back side. And come by and see us. We offer programs, agriculture, family, consumer science, and 4-H youth development. And that's what we're here for, to work for the people. And come by and see us. We've got a lot of programs to offer. And thanks for having me. Hope you enjoy your stuff. Tire gauges in there, so flash drives in there also. So, Mayor, thanks. County Commission, thanks. Good to see everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you. Captain Jane Mason.
As you might have known, last week, Representative Laurel Russell had us go to the House floor for Cody Manders, Sergeant Manders, to be recognized for what happened on August the 2nd, 2024. We figured that it needed to come to the county to be recognized too. So, Sergeant Manders, you mind stepping forward and we'll read this proclamation. A resolution to honor and commend Sergeant Cody Manders of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Whereas our nation was conceived by individuals who were willing to sacrifice their own concerns to ensure our collective freedom and personal safety in providing for domestic tranquility of the community as a whole. Society recognizes the need for a system of laws, and whereas the enforcement of the law has been entrusted to a small number of dedicated individuals who face daily and the rigors of human conflict in protecting those whom they so selfishly serve. And whereas the people of Tennessee are fortunate to be served by the brave and dedicated law enforcement officers who put their lives on the line while carrying out their essential duties. And Whereas Sergeant Cody Manders of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is one of those such outstanding and heroic public servant who quickly responded in the early morning hours of August 2nd, 2024, when the Monroe County Justice Center became the target of an attack by an active shooter. And whereas on that day, a male exited his vehicle and began firing at the Justice Center, placing countless lives in danger. When the attackers started to enter the Justice Center, deputies worked together to get citizens to safety while neutralizing the threat. And whereas Sergeant Cody Manders placed himself directly in harm's way and performed his role as a law enforcement officer to his highest ability, nearly sacrificing himself to save others. And where Sergeant Manders accepted integrity, valor in his public life as a law enforcement officer, compassion and loyalty in his private life, and dedication in all his chosen endeavors. And whereas it is fitting that we should recognize and commend this exceptional public servant and human being now. Therefore, being resolved by the House of Representatives of the 114th General Assembly of the State of Tennessee, the Senate concurring that we honor Sergeant Cody Manders of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, reflecting fondly upon his impeccable character and his sturdy commitment to public service. Also, one thing didn't get offered to him while he was over there because it was moving so fast. We would like to present Cody Manders with the Medal of Valor for his dedicated service to Monroe County Sheriff's Office.
Thanks.
325-1, minutes from our previous meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Brian Harrell. Second. David Winters. All in favor? Any opposed? All ayes. Next is the notary public applications. Do I hear a motion to approve? DJ Sauer,
Second.
Brian Harrell, second. Roll call, please.
Ted Earnhardt. Yes. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Webb. DJ Sauer. Paulette Summey.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade. David Winters.
Next is our trustees' monthly report. Do I hear a motion to approve? David Winters. Second, Craig Miller. All in favor? Can we do just roll call on this, or all in favor? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Next is resolution and monthly reports from our finance director, resolution 0325-4. DJ Sauer, second Danny Everhart. Roll call, please.
Ted Earnhardt. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Webb. DJ Sauer. Paulette Summey.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade. David Winters.
Next is resolution number 0325-6. And this is Monroe County Commissioners meeting March 25th, that the following amendment for the Monroe County Other Facilities Department be made in the Monroe County General Fund budget for the fiscal year 2024-2025 to bring sponsorship money in for the upcoming county rodeo. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Danny Everhart, second. Brian Harrell. Roll call, please.
Danny Everhart.
Aye.
Brian Harrell.
Aye.
Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paulette Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade. David Wayne.
Next, resolution number 0325-6A. This is a resolution that the following amendment for the Sheriff's Department budget be made in the general fund budget for the fiscal year 24-25 to bring money in for the yearly training salary supplements, and it's in the amount of $43,200. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Brian Harrell.
Second.
DJ Siler, second. Roll call, please.
Danny Everhart. Brian Harrell.
Aye.
Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paulette Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade. David Wayne.
Next is resolution number 0325-6B. And this is to bring the following amendment for the Sheriff's Department budget be made in the general fund budget for the fiscal year 24-25, and it's to move military funds within the budget due to reclassifying codes. This is in the amount of $7,312.50. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Roger Thomas,
Second.
second Craig Miller. Roll call, please.
Danny Everhart.
Aye.
Brian Harrell.
Aye.
Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paulette Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade. David Wayne.
Next is resolution number 0325-6C, and this is to amend an amendment for the general fund budget for the fiscal year 24-25 to move military funds from fund balance into reserve for Tellico Water Project for the TDEC match, since it was agreed upon to use ARP funds for the Tellico Convenience Center since they expire in 2026. This is in the amount of $134,768.79. Do I hear a motion? Roger Thomas,
Second, for discussion.
discussion. All right.
We have other things to discuss about this, but the first thing is I'd like to make a motion to amend the 0325/6C to remove the word military. It says to move military funds from the fund balance. That's incorrect. I want to omit the word military, and that's how I want to try to amend this. But we do have other discussion about this.
All right,
Not pertaining to what I just said, but more discussion about this topic.
this. All right, do I hear a motion to remove the word military funds from the resolution? Okay. Travis and Roger will second.
And we still want discussion,
Okay, additional,
but that's going to go on through to be voted on.
Yes.
But, I hope I'm out of order here, but.
Go ahead and get that motion voted on.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, I think I was out of order. But we can
All
still
right.
discuss.
Amendment done, it's been conceded.
I think I was out of
All
order
right.
about that.
do I hear a motion? We had Travis for the motion, Roger for the second. Roll call.
Danny Everhart.
Aye.
Brian Harrell.
This is to remove.
The word.
The word military.
Military. Aye.
Craig Miller. Adam Wynn. DJ Silent. Paulette Summey.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Slade. David Winters.
All right. That motion to remove the word military is approved. Additional discussion.
We will do this.
Yes,
We will do this now.
the discussion is that I have is, we're moving, 134,768.79, funds into the Telco Convenience Center, which was for the ARPA grant of the Telco Water Project, right there. We're taking that money because we got to use this before
It expires.
it expires, so. The Teleco, pick that grant when they come in, it comes in, we will be able to reimburse them our 10%.
Yes, that's what this is.
Okay.
Do they have an engineer yet?
Yes,
They have hired an engineer, so the water project will be moving forward.
We're breaking ground this summer.
Fantastic.
That's great. Do you know when in the summer?
Probably August.
August?
We only have to hand this money over to the telco, which we owe them at 10%. It was 20%, it was reduced to 10, correct, Gail?
Yes,
So really, we're getting off a lot, 134, 768, it could have been 200,000, somewhere in there, right, Gail?
It was 166.
166, so we're getting off a little lighter about that. But when we hand this money over is only after Telco has been approved for the grant. Correct? And everybody's on board with this, correct? Okay.
All right. We have voted on so we vote on the original motion now,
Amended.
and as amended, to remove the word military.
You already done that.
yeah.
Okay.
Now you're back to the original motion as amended.
As-
Military is out,
Yes.
and now you're voting on that motion.
Okay.
That's it.
So, we've already got that. Roll call. Travis was the one that made the motion, and Roger was the second.
No, this one is
That was-
Roger and DJ.
We need another motion.
Okay.
Roger and me.
Yeah.
Another motion.
No, we don't need that motion.
That's what I was.
Roger and me made the original motion.
That's what I
we're
thought.
voting on right
But it's amended.
now.
As amended. Roll call, please.
Danny Earnhardt. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Wynn. DJ Silent. Paulette Summey.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Slade. David Winters.
Resolution number 0325-6D. This is a resolution to amend the other local health services budget in the general fund budget for the fiscal year 24-25 to align our budget to the state grant amendment for 24-25. This is in the amount of $41,855.49. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
David Winters,
Second.
DJ Siler, roll call please.
Danny Earnhardt. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Wynn. DJ Silent. Paulette Summey.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Slade. David Winters.
Next is resolution number 0325-6E, a resolution to declare items from the Register of Deeds office as surplus property and discard or use for spare parts. And you have an attachment with information. Do I hear a motion?
Motion. Second.
Roger Thomas, second Travis Wade. Roll call.
Does this mean the new system is up and running now?
Yes, they come and brought all the other equipment, so this is the old equipment that she was gonna get rid of or give to IT department, see if they can use any of it.
Good deal, thank you.
Roll call, please.
Danny Earnhardt,
Aye.
Brian Harrell, Craig Miller, Adam Reynolds, DJ Silent, Paulette Summey,
Aye.
Roger Thomas, Travis Wade, David Winters.
Thank you. Resolution number 0325-6F, and this is an amendment for the other economic development budget in the general fund budget for the fiscal year 24-25 to move money from the youth leadership donation line to the other economic development budget for the youth leadership class for travel, banquet, and other expenses. This is in the amount of $2,000.
So moved.
DJ Sauer. Second, Brian Harrell. Sorry, gotta be quick. Roll call, please.
Danny Earnhardt, Brian Harrell, Craig Miller, Adam Reynolds, DJ Silent, Paulette Summey,
Aye.
Roger Thomas, Travis Wade, David Winters.
Point of order, just real quick. I just wanted to thank our director of that department for fantastic work she's doing with the youth. That trip looked like a very beneficial program, and I got to really interact with our legislators, and I just wanted to commend you and thank you for your work.
Resolution number 0325-6G, a resolution to grant approval for the Monroe County Economic Development Department to submit an application to the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. It's a 100% grant up to $20,000 to help identify brownfield sites within our county. Do I hear a motion? Roger Thomas, DJ Siler, second. Discussion.
Is our grant writer here?
Yes, she is.
She's here.
I'm here for the department.
No, there you are. So the, it says here on the resolution, 100% grant, but on the back side, where it says, funding percentage, I'm looking at 0.1 max.
0%.
0%.
0% is what it looks like to me.
I think our scanner kind of messed that up. It's 100%.
0.1.
Okay.
On mine.
No, that's 0%. It's supposed to be
It's
a
a percent mark, but it does look like 0.1%. Okay.
It's 100%. There's no match.
Yeah, it must have been a printer error.
Thank you. Roll call.
Danny Earnhardt, Brian Harrell, Craig Miller, Adam Reynolds, DJ Silent, Paulette Summey,
Aye.
Roger Thomas, Travis Wade, David Winters.
Resolution number 0325-6H, a resolution to grant approval for the Monroe County Ambulance Department to submit an application to the Community Development Block Grant Program, and which will be an 84% up to $420,000 with $67,200 match. And it's to purchase 2 ambulances for our county. DJ Siler, second Travis.
Mine is just trivial. I've never seen 84 or 16% through it.
It's actually normally like 20%, but since we're in a 3-star program, it gives us a 4% benefit, so it takes that 20% down to 16.
Just curious.
I know, it's staying there.
My question is the finance. The $67,200 match, and he's applying for the grant. Is that gonna be on this budget that we're working off right now, or is it gonna be after our financial?
I will include it in the request for next budget. cycle.
Okay, thank you.
And will that come in from fund balance, or will that be in his budget?
It'll be in his budget.
So he'll have to find the money for that to make it work,
Yes,
or we pull it out of fund balance?
yes. One of the
And is this the same grant? I know for years we've talked about some that rotate through various departments that get to use those grant funds. It seems like we've bought a lot of ambulances over the last couple of years, and all the other departments have used that. Is this the same grant I'm thinking of, or is there another one out there?
Actually, the last 3 years, we've used it on water lines. So it's actually been 4 years since an ambulance is rolled.
Okay.
Yes, till 2019, I think, is the last time we bought an ambulance with this particular grant.
Give thoughts.
The last grant was the Indian grant we used.
Yes, the tribal one.
The
Yes,
tribal money was the
tribal.
last grant we
It
used.
was the tribal one.
And when was that? That was the last year or two, right? That was
22.
With the community blocks, we got
So,
to.
the ambulances last year was bought straight out, right? Was there grant money involved in that last year?
It was insurance money and then part that we
Yes,
transferred.
and we did, because one of them was wrecked. Insurance money, and we bought one straight out, yes.
Okay.
And we used the tribal money. It took us 2 years to get
Right.
the ambulances, because they were on backward.
We need new ones coming in all the
Amen.
time. Roll call on this one. I'm taking notes.
Paulette, they not made the motion.
I made it.
Yes,
Travis
DJ
seconded.
and Travis second.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Danny Everhart,
Ah,
Brian Harrell, Craig Miller, Adam Webb, DJ Sauer, Paulette Summey,
Aye.
Roger Thomas, Travis Wade, David Winters.
Next is Resolution 0325-6I, a resolution to grant approval for the Monroe County EMA Department to submit an application to the Department of Interior. And this will be a 100% grant up to $68,000 to purchase a slip-on tanker unit for Monroe County EMA. Do I hear a motion?
Second.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade. Roll call, please.
Danny Everhart,
ah,
Brian Harrell, Craig Miller, Adam Webb, DJ Sauer,
No.
Paulette Summey,
Aye.
Roger Thomas, Travis Wade, David Winters.
Next is resolution number 03256J, a resolution to grant approval for the Monroe County Solid Waste Department to submit an application to the Department of Solid Waste Management. This will be a 90% grant, 10% match, up to $450,000 with $45,000 match, and it's to purchase a solid waste equipment for the Telco Convenience Center. Do I hear a motion? Roger Thomas, second DJ Sauer. Comments, questions? Roll call, please.
Danny Everhart, Brian Harrell, Craig Miller, Adam Webb, DJ Sauer, Paulette Summey,
Aye.
Roger Thomas, Travis Wade, David Winters.
Next is resolution number 7. This is Monroe County Board of Education budget amendments. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Brian Harrell, second by Travis Wade. Roll call, please.
Danny Everhart, Brian Harrell, Craig Miller, Adam Webb, DJ Sauer, Paulette Summey,
Aye.
Roger Thomas, Travis Slade. David Winters.
Next is the county and city library appointments for the Monroe County Library. You see the different names. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Travis Wade,
Second.
second David Winters. Roll call, please.
Danny Earnhardt. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Webb. DJ Silent. Colin Sonny.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Slade. David Winters.
Next is 125-9. And this is Cindy Nix and Jill Myers. And it's regarding homeless camp in Philadelphia, Tennessee, Monroe County, Old Lee Highway. Would you like to? Pardon? Yes. You want to come up or stand out in the center?
Just right here. Okay, my name is Jill Myers, speaking on behalf of the residents of Setterberg Road and Old Highway 11. We do have a homeless community that's there. I understand that there's not a lot we can do because it is private property, but as concerned citizens, I'm asking, what's our options that we can do to protect our families, our land. Some of our questions or problems that we do have is the sewage and waste. They have been issued a notice for violation of not having a septic tank. We've had theft of property, we've had trespassing, alleged drug use. We've had some questionable people on our driveway, and it's scary. I have grandkids. I'm scared. I understand that there's an issue with the zoning. We don't really have a leg to stand on as far as to make them leave. So I'm asking you, what can we do as citizens? What's our next step? Where do we go from here?
Our codes. Stacy, any comments?
He's gonna refer that to me, so I'm gonna.
Okay. You're, okay. Attorney?
Obviously, Monroe County is not the only place in the world that's facing this homeless issue. It's all over the country, and it's getting worse. And the federal government, state government, have been wrestling with that issue. And you see it, if you turn on TV tonight, you'll see it somewhere. They have, and the Supreme Court just recently ruled in Tennessee and otherwise that if you have a homeless encampment on public property, then that's actually a crime. That can be dealt with criminally and up to 6 years in jail, which is kind of interesting. But the law related to private property is different. And that's, now we've got public government trying to tell private people what they can do with their property. And that's where you run into issues that are different than individual. And I want to tell her what she can do and what they can do is there's nothing in the world that stops people that are bothered by that from filing a private suit to make a nuisance. They can do that. Private people against private people as opposed to government versus private people, that's the difference. Can the county do it? I mean, and Mr. Soller has been asking me this for a long time. And I said, if the county tells me to do it, I'll file a lawsuit. I'm afraid, though, that we don't have standing to tell people how to operate their property. Now, what we can do is encourage the sheriff and the attorney general, anytime a law violation occurs out there, to report that law violation and have them go deal with that. And there's nothing in the world wrong with them charging for, I mean, some of the sewer violations that I hear about. Listen, I agree. I would be madder than I'll get out if I lived out there. There's no question about it. It's a terrible situation. And I wish I could tell you that we could just do it. But the best thing to do is to take private suits, but, you know, short of that, then you're depending on the sheriff department, the attorney general, having time to deal with these issues. And they run into it's just overwhelming, it can be. So, that's the best I can tell you to do is, the county might file it. I don't know that the court would file a head stand, but what you do when the county takes action is we stir up this hornet's nest. Where now it's government, and we're saying this is where, reminded, I hesitate to say it, but we have taken a position in this county where the heck with what the law is, we're going to do it anyway. And we find out later on that we're not going to do it anyway. Until right now, my advice has been to everybody to and see what's going to happen. Monroe County is very, it's a small place. This has been dealt with everywhere. You see it everywhere. What are we going to do?
Right, so in the meantime, they can have as many tenants as wanted on their private land, and that's
There's no regulation. Now, what
regulation.
Mr. Seiler and I have been talking about, and I would agree that this is true. The county does not have zoning regulations, land use regulations.
Right.
And if we had those, and assuming that they were upheld by whatever reviewing agency that to be constitutional, then we could enforce those. We would have standing, if you understand, the ability to go and say, our county regulation says you can't have a 3/10 on this property. Or what the real issue I think out there is more not how many there are, but how they're behaving
Exactly.
and those issues. And if we have some regulation on that, I asked the city of Sweetwater to give me, because I live in Sweetwater, and I can call them, they'll do it for me. They gave me 110 pages of zoning code. And Sweetwater has an active, effective zoning code, 110 pages.
Yeah. The only one that concerns me is District 1.
And I looked up, did a lot of research because I got some warning. There's a thing on the internet called the Tent City Project. And I'm going to get that downloaded for you tonight. That's another 110 pages of discussion of what's going on. But there's never, in none of that, in all the research that I've been able to do just in the last few days, where the county has the authority to deal with private property issues unless they have a specific ordinance that's being violated. That's not to say that if you ask me to file that lawsuit, I would not, I will. I would not file it with any hope of being successful if they might not. I mean, who knows what they would do to resist it. But I'm just going to say that it's not as simple as just filing a lawsuit. We're going to get that result. It might not happen that easily.
So this property is not in the city of Sweetwater, it's in
Right.
Monroe
I refer to the city zoning code just to tell you how complex they are, 110 pages.
Right.
It's just, they can be very detailed, and you can be as detailed as you want to. The county deliberately does not have a zoning code. They don't have those rules and regulations. It's because the people of Monroe County are very independent, and they don't like to be told what to do on the property. Which is exactly what we're doing here. The difference is this is really causing some harm, and I do understand it's causing harm. And they do have a remedy. But the remedy is, and I have told Mr. Seiler this in the beginning as well, the best remedy is to hire a lawyer and go after them privately. That's what we're saying. And I apologize for confusion. And I have done a lot of research today just to see if I can find a way. Find a case where it says, yes, the county can interfere with this kind of activity. And we can by notifying the sheriff, by notifying the health department, by notifying the various agencies that are in charge of these things that are going wrong.
Would the county do that, or would that be the homeowners?
It's the homeowners that are going to do it.
I can do that. I can call them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, a couple of comments and then a possible solution for private individuals. Assuming we adopted codes, there would be a grandfather expectation, correct? So even if we adopted codes as a county ordinance, we're going to face that, and then two, I think that there's got to be some sort of constitutionality that's going to come up with we're enforcing it for one segment and then not another. And what I refer to there are individuals that in the county outside of city ordinances that maintain used vehicles or whatever in their yard. I mean, we'd have to enforce one or all, correct? Or we'd find some sort of civil
We
liability.
have to enforce it evenly.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily enforce all, one or all, but if you're enforcing one, you need to enforce it for everybody.
Correct.
It needs to be universal, it needs to be intentional. I think you're talking about if you do develop, the code and those kind of rules and regulations, you've got to get somebody to enforce it. It's not just the sheriff's department, you're gonna have to have a body, a committee, and probably some hired people to do it. I'm just gonna say I've always said the county should have that. I'm not opposed to the county having that, but I ain't gonna tell you, the majority of people in Graham County will tell me I'm not, they don't want it, so I'm just being fair with you and saying that's where you are.
I understand. Sorry. Can I-
Did you answer the question he brought up, that is that person's property, could it be grandfathered in? I mean, that's the whole purpose right here.
It's a difference, and I would draw that fine line, but it's a difference in criminal conduct and civil conduct, but generally speaking, civil conduct, if it's already going on, and you pass a law, what's going on is grandfathered.
But not new infractions or expanded infractions, correct?
That's correct.
I mean, if he creates a bigger problem, adds more houses, more tents, more this, the problem then expands.
If the change of circumstance that goes beyond what was originally
Absolutely.
being done, then it can't, grandfather doesn't necessarily cover everything.
Correct. A passing comment, I'm not sure that that's something that you or the community would be willing to do, but there was a similar situation with a nonprofit entity that would have almost intended to develop a tent city. You're probably well aware of that. There was some legal action from that group of individuals, business owners and residents that lived in that area that, in one instance, home value was devalued in a real estate transaction. So that was, an argument. The other was, theft and vandalism because it bordered right on a business. All the things that you're talking about. So I think we all sympathize with the community and the situation there. Particularly, I represent First District. I'm well aware of the situation. But I would encourage, Councilor Dixon has tried to find avenues to help that. But I would encourage you all to get in contact with that attorney. He's a property attorney. He's very well versed in this sort of instance. And that would be a way that I think you might be able to pursue this privately. He was effective. That shelter is no longer there, and properties.
Do you have his information? You got his information?
Yes.
So where we're left is every time that they have a campfire, we call the fire department. That's a waste of time, that's a waste of money, that's a waste of effort. That's sickening, but that's what we have to do because we want to become the nuisance that they've become to us. And
I can't answer that question.
I know,
can just
I
say,
know,
if you violate
I
the
know.
law, you notify law enforcement, it's their job to enforce the law.
exactly, and that's, I mean,
And
I know.
I would encourage you to get cameras on your property
Yeah,
and
and they,
document everything.
Yeah.
Write it down, time, day.
we've started that, but
And that's coming from a 30-year veteran of teaching public school.
well,
Because if you wanted to take care of a situation in a classroom, you better have a document.
But what do you do with that when you record all of it?
I'm sorry?
What do you do with that?
Well, you have that as, okay, here this is this much evidence.
Well, I called the sheriff's department and talked to the detective, and he told me that his hands were tied because of the district out there.
But it establishes, to me, it establishes precedent on top of, well, not precedent, action on top of action on top of action. And pretty soon, if
I don't think we're a priority out there,
Well,
The sheriff is wanting to speak. This is Sheriff Jones.
Yeah, you guys, I've been there, my chief's been there, my detectives, my deputies, you guys, this is a disaster.
Exactly.
It is nasty, it is, I know Stacy, we spoke yesterday about this. Yes, sir. And DJ, your commissioners are pushing very hard, I mean, trust me.
And we're
They're
behind
saying
you.
they're
We're
telling
behind
us.
you. We really
And,
are.
well, these guys are doing a great job too. Any misdemeanor that occurs outside the presence of law enforcement, we're not supposed to be enforcing that. We have to be, because it's he said, she said. We have to have physical evidence.
Right.
I agree with Commissioner Harold. Video evidence means a lot to us. If we can see what's going on, we can use that to prosecute. I've sent detectives out, we've cited these people into court, we've issued citations, they don't show up for court. Stacy, I believe, has done the same thing.
The state will, after today, they gave him 10 days to apply for some type of permitting to take care of the waste.
Yes.
Today was the final day. I'm meeting with the state tomorrow to go back out there. Obviously, they've not done anything. But after that, she will be issuing the citation. I spoke to the DA yesterday. He said, you issue them, I'll prosecute them. So I've been working, I'm like the sheriff, I've made multiple trips up there, but I don't have a code or anything to enforce.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I go out there, I'm bluffing at best. And, you know, I try to talk the guy into helping me so I can help him.
Well, they can put a septic system down there where he's talking about on Nobley Highway. But that is not helping us up on Centerburg, when we're out there pooping and pissing. and
Well,
spitting.
for you guys haven't seen this, haven't been, they've got 5-gallon buckets that use the bathroom in, and they're dumping it in a stream.
In the stream that goes by the school,
They
goes by
have-
Philadelphia School.
We've had DJ sent me a list of names, we ran the background on these people, we checked to see if they're sex offenders, if they're registered. One is, he has alcohol. We've notified, he registers through probation plus. So we've notified that person, or watching his activity and where he goes and where he doesn't go. Our side is, if you guys follow the rules with the sheriff's office, take out criminal summonses, you as a citizen can do that. We go and serve that criminal summons.
And that's great, but we've got
But-
kids, they hate us.
Well,
You know,
exactly.
They stay away from us.
We issue these citations ourselves. It's the same situation. You take out criminal summons or we issue the citation, they're not showing up in court. That's where it goes into the hands of the court system to issue failure to appears on these people. So then we could go and arrest them. Now, we all understand, we know people have absolutely no money, no sources of income.
And no care.
And no care. I've been in the sheriff's office 26 years. Mr. Green is a person I've dealt with for 26 years. His mother and father prior to that. It's just a, glad you can make it.
But he's the last one.
Yes, so you guys, but call us at any time.
Well, at that time, we only had Mr. Green. Now, they're coming in from Indiana, they've got expired tags on their car. They've got a Cherokee down there that the tag belonged to a Hummer, expired in 2023. They have no insurance, they have no license, and we have to settle through tax increase, license, insurance, and all this, and these people just go through rate. This doesn't make sense. Why can it not be rezoned? Why can he not just rezone that district? Nobody wants to vote on it?
I can't comment on that. I can't on the criminal law side.
That's what we're here for.
You guys,
Personal privilege, I'll just say, since you brought that up, I just want to say for the record in front of everybody, I have been pushing that this board talk about zoning and codes for 2 years now. I have done it at every workshop we've had, I've done it over and over and over. I think that is the only answer we have to giving us to wait and give Mr. Chambers some authority to enforce some of these rules. Everybody says nobody wants codes in this county, but that is the only thing that's going to give us the laws that he's requiring for us to do something.
They're going out since 2023.
I keep getting told that, you know, the county's going to be up in arms, nobody will do codes. Sweetwater City, Von Orr, Tellico, and Madisonville, all those cities have codes. If you add up the collective taxpayers that live in those cities and are represented by those cities, it's 2/3 of our population. If 2/3 of our population currently lives under codes in zoning, why can't we have a genuine conversation that represents the other third of the government?
Why can't we?
Of your 10 member
I'm bringing it up here again.
of your 10 member commission that you sent before you, I would like to step out there and take a chance and say there are 3 of them. And the which live outside of the city, just barely in the county,
Yeah.
that would like to entertain the codes more than.
What do we need to do?
No, I don't know.
As voters, as taxpayers, what do we need to do to convince you guys that we do need these zonings?
Probably start punching that button on that phone.
Start
Who
making
do
phone
I
calls.
call? Tell me who
You
to
don't need to
call.
waste your time with
Well,
that.
I'll be glad
I'm
glad to give you, at the risk of my personal safety, I'm glad to give you your phone numbers.
I don't even know you, okay?
I'm joking, but they're on the website. We publish contact information. There's some of us probably would entertain that.
I quit my job to take care of my grandbaby that I keep at my house on that driveway, and I will make calls all day long. And I'll do it as many times as needed. But if that's where I need to start to make sure that I can keep my family safe, I mean, what if something happens? I'll be in a different court having a different conversation trying to defend myself. And that, it shouldn't be that way.
And when I say that, I live right outside, I mean, there is a fence in my backyard that's separate.
Yeah.
And it's not from here, probably from the back of my house to that wall right there. It's divided.
We have to drive by these people. And don't think I don't stop and stare at them when I go up my driveway and when I come back down my driveway. I make them know that I don't like them being there, and I'm not.
Stacy, you're working on campground codes right now for us?
Yeah, so
Would
right now
this
we're
not
working.
be considered a campground with?
No, ma'am, it is not. And, the attorney and I both have looked at that. So our RV park ordinance, which is what you're referring to, that is not an RV park. RV park ordinances are for organized RV parks where they're, people are coming in, they're renting spaces, it's for a truly, that's for a true recreational park where people are coming and going. This is not a recreational park, it's not an RV park, this is just somebody living on a piece of property in Nasty. It's not the same thing.
They're actually, my understanding, the people that are living there are paying some way, I don't know how, paying John, the property owner or family member, the owner.
It's still not the same thing as a recreational
Right,
park.
and
A recreational park would be something
Right.
that has come through, the processes and been set up, and it's got sanitation, the health department's zoning it, and checking it. It is not the same thing.
No.
In fact, recreational parks say that they're open to the general public. This is not open to the general public. He's saying only certain people can come into that place.
Well, I called the sheriff's department and told them if I didn't get this cleaned up, I believe it. I mean, this is just a mess up there. And I asked, can I put these pins up here? on
Yeah,
my
what's to
property?
stop us from
He
doing
said,
that?
you can do the same thing or do not
I
do
can make money,
You know,
$50 a tent, $50
it's
a month.
ridiculous that the taxes are paid and they're increasing and then people live in there and that.
I totally understand, but I hope you understand my frustration, because I've been out there 4 times.
I know,
We can't even get calls back from the mayor when we get calls
There's
from
nothing
the
that I can do.
I understand that, I do. I mean,
it's not black and
a structure, it has nice windows, Anderson by the name, renewal by Anderson windows on the side of the car. And they have a smoke, a wood stone inside that car. You've seen it.
Oh, I've been on the side.
I haven't got close enough.
Okay. Any other comments? We got to, my concern about that is I live in that community as well. I live in that community as well, my neighbors, and we all have wells. And then on this piece of property, not far from us, people are using the bathroom on the ground in the bedroom. So it's a sanitation thing.
So to that note, the state is very involved, and they are in the process, they're following the process. Yes, ma'am, they are, and they will not let that go. I actually forwarded all that information to the DA yesterday. The state will follow through with their processes.
Well, I had that ordinance in Fairburn Road. We need to adjourn. We've had the 5-minute limit. I'm so sorry. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Roger Thomas, second Danny.